The small northern English city of Chester might seem like an unlikely place to find some of the world's most endangered animals. But since the 1930s, Chester Zoo has grown a reputation as one of the best in the world for conservation, with a targeted aim of preventing species extinction.
There's a huge biodiversity crisis at the moment. I mean, we're losing species at a phenomenal rate. And some of these species, we're not even aware of them. We don't know their sort of role. And so, you know, by taking species out here now, we don't know the long-term impact on that.
While the gold standard for Chester Zoo is to breed species to reintroduce to their natural habitat, in many cases now, the urgent focus is on creating a safety net population in captivity.
We're almost into the zoo acting as an ark, and we might be in a situation where actually species habitat is gone. They're not going to go back into their natural habitats. We have to sort of look at other places we could put them back into, balancing up, you know, any sort of impact that, you know, that might have.
Luckily for the preservation of some of these critically endangered species, the zoo is in the midst of a baby boom. A birth for the world's rarest chimpanzee, triplets for the Madagascan fossa, a greater one-horned rhino, a Malayan tapir, and finally an addition to the zoo's family of marsupials.
Morning, Kitawa.
Increased mining and deforestation in Papua New Guinea have seen the wild population of Goodfellow's tree kangaroos more than halved over the past 30 years. So the birth of a new joey in Chester provides a glimmer of hope for the future of the species.
So the first time we saw it, it was tiny, you know, sort of just slightly larger than the jelly bean, very underdeveloped. I mean, to be honest, you wouldn't even realise it was a tree kangaroo. But then subsequently, month after month after month, you could really plot that development. Eyes appearing, then suddenly that actually looks like a tree kangaroo now.
Much of Chester's success in breeding is attributed to its on-site endocrinology lab.
I oversee our conservation physiology and reproduction team and our wildlife endocrinology lab, which is the only one of its kind at a zoo in Europe. That mostly means we measure hormones in animal dung. So for something like the tree kangaroo, we'll take samples every day and we'll run them about once a month so that we can measure reproductive hormones in our female. It helps us pair together the visual cues, the behaviours that the team see with the physiology of the animal, what's happening inside, so that we can make sure that we are putting the male and female together at the best possible time to give us the best chances of a successful breeding.
The lab is yielding such impressive results that zoos around Europe are sending in dung samples from their animals for analysis at Chester. And there's hope that Chester's conservation focus can be a model for other zoos to follow.
Our scientists have just a new model for what a future zoo could look like, you know, which sort of incorporates all of these facets, you know, the sort of direct conservation work, the fundraising model, and actually the health and well-being of the visitors who visit. So certainly, you know, Chester Zoo has been so successful at what it does, and we share all that information and want, you know, all zoos to do the same.